And we're live.
Kyle, I've got an article here about your favorite guy, and I didn't realize it was this intense. You sent me this one? Okay, well then, basically, remember when we all laughed at that video from Kevin Spacey when he made the thing right after he gets accused of rape and, misdeeds by a lot of people? He's like, pretending to be Mr. Underwood there on the TV, and what we're gonna do, folks, is kill him with kindness, as he's like cutting things up. Apparently, since that video aired like a year ago, 3 of his accusers have died. One of them died the day after that video went live, where he said we gotta kill him with kindness. And so, what the fuck is going on here? This seems like
it's QAnon, right?
Coincidence.
Is QAnon correct on this pedophile Hollywood and idiocy with the?
Well, we do know that, like, I don't think you have to talk about QAnon shit to know there's a bunch of pedos in Hollywood. Definitely, like, that's known. That's why, like, when a rapist comes out, all these other people are like, who have been in the industry for 30 years, are like, everyone knew, and it's like, oh, okay, and now you're gonna hit the hashtag, and you've known for 25 years. Very cool. But
what pedos,
like, this is
from
weird.
Kevin Spacey have been in Hollywood.
I mean, so many of the producers you hear about, the Weinstein shit, and Weinstein wasn't the only one.
Was he
like,
a
lots
pedo,
of them.
Though? Weinstein was in my head. I just thought they were all adults.
By pedo, I shouldn't say pedo. I mean, like sexual misconduct, rape, coercion into sex, things like that. There's a ton of that goes on.
Those in Hollywood are called fringe benefits.
That's the way they literally see it. That's the way Harvey Weinstein or whoever, whatever his name was.
As a casting director, I make $250,000 and 33 fucks a year.
Yeah, you gotta. Oh, you want to be fucking in this movie? Suck my dick. I know I'm fat and horrific, but you got to come up to my hotel room and do it. But Kevin Spacey doesn't even bother with that. Just, eliminating the problem at the source. Apparently, Kevin Spacey is with 1 year, 3 people who accused him died. That's so bizarre. Fucking weird.
I'm reading it right now. He laid on top of a 14-year-old in a penthouse. That's pretty pedophilic. I'm not sure what your definition is.
Normal.
It's true. That's true. That's pedophilic.
Kyle, do you know you muted?
I don't know that. I don't. A 14-year-old who showed up for an adult fucking party and is like drinking at his home. And then, like, after everybody leaves, he stays behind and goes to Kevin Spacey's bedroom. And Kevin Spacey, quote unquote, lays on top of him. Just trying to keep a young man warm, all right? It was a chilly night.
Act.
NYC winters.
I mean, look. I don't care what he did to that 14-year-old, quote unquote, young man, okay? I want my favorite actor back. I want the guy from Seven back. I want the guy from The Usual Suspects back.
Oh, he's so good in The Usual Suspects.
I want fucking American Beauty back. I want that guy back, all right? And like, now they've got him. You saw the movie. I sent you that thing, the movie he's doing next. It's awful that he's doing some sort of independent Italian film that's about an actor framed for pedophilia. That's his next project.
Is it really?
Man, I'm not making that up.
Methinks doth thou protest too much, Kevin Spacey.
Look, if you had been framed for pedophilia, you would also be protesting.
Remember the scene in Seven where he makes a dude fuck a hooker to death with a razor dildo?
Yeah. Then he constructs himself.
I wonder if that was the fate of any of his accusers.
God, I hope not.
Oof. That was a horrible scene in that movie.
I like
guys, like he's like all spitting and Morgan Freeman or whoever it was. Maybe it's Brad Pitt who's in that room at the time asking him what he had to do, and he's like, I had to he's stuttering. And it's like, you're ruined forever. You're mentally just ruined. Like there's no coming back. No, do not pass go, my friend. Go straight to one of those asylums Reagan shut down. Just start living there. Yeah, so you don't think there's anything untoward here? You think it's Kyle? You think this is Kevin Spacey, brilliant actor being framed?
No, I think he did that shit. But I also think there's a difference. For me, I think there's a difference between the sexes. I know that's a shocker, but I think there's a big difference between Kevin Spacey flirting or like getting a little handsy with a 14-year-old girl versus a 14-year-old man. I don't know.
A 14-year-old man. 14-year-old kid.
I mean,
They're both
a
kids.
gay 14-year-old kid who's at Kevin Spacey's apartment late at night drinking beers.
He can't drive himself home.
He's the oldest kid at middle school. You act like he's
there?
I don't know.
Where were his parents?
Probably his dad. His dad probably wanted that he wanted some of that Usual Suspects money.
Michael Jackson.
So he
scenario.
gave his kid away. Yeah, like the alleged Michael Jackson scenario. That could be it. Because this kid was absolutely not there of his own volition. He wasn't like, oh, I can't wait. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to get molested by a guy who's a movie star in movies that I'm too young to even familiar. Like,
Taylor has just
That's
robbed this individual of all of his agency. The fuck, Taylor?
I'm gonna, crucify me, but I think what he did was wrong. I don't think he should have laid hands sexually on that 14-year-old boy. I don't
think he did lay hands sexually on him. I think he just
it says
kind
he
of,
laid on top of him on a bed when they're both drinking.
I've laid on top of Woody in a bed. There was nothing sexual about it.
Yeah, but you didn't rape him.
Neither did Kevin Spacey.
Well, that's actually true. Yeah. Well, I don't know because could have. Nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows.
I thought
like he admitted to like getting handsy in there with this kid on the bed. You think he would admit to any more? No.
I mean, he wasn't accused of any more, right?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole article.
I just read the headline.
I bit and pee. I opened it up and my mind was made. Well, my mind was very easily made up because I know what side Kyle's going to take. so you just pick the
I
other
just don't care what Kevin Spacey did to anybody. I want Kevin Spacey back. I don't care if he raped those boys with that gadget from 7. Okay? I don't care if he fucked them to death. I want Kevin Spacey back.
You think
it is? It's a murder. It's a murder, and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care because he's a fantastic actor. I'm so bummed out about House of Cards. I get that it wasn't as good.
It was going down anyway.
Dude. Season 1, let's see, Season 1 is a 9 out of 10. Season 2 is a 7 out of 10. Season 3 is like a 6.5 out of 10. Still a strong fucking show.
What season is it when he's fucking his bodyguard or his Secret Service?
That's like season... That's led into in like Season 1, right?
That came so out of left field.
I loved it. It came so out of left field, and it's just like, whoa. All right, dude, there's a whole thing going on here.
I was so impressed with Frank Underwood that I wanted to get his rower. The water one?
Yeah.
And he wasn't even in shape. I don't know why I chose him as a fitness, like, I'm not looking for model and like a mentor, right?
Yeah.
But he's just there pulling on that fucking water-based rower, and I was like, that's what I need.
That was a good show for the first couple seasons. And then I think the last season they switched the whole thing, right? Did they ever end up making the last season where they just
made it and it's awful. They made it and it is like that's what I was getting at, like the whole numbers out of 10 thing. The last season is a 1 out of 10. Like it's abysmal. The last season they kill Frank off screen. They're just like, oh yeah, Frank died. And it's like, whoa. Last season ended with a cliffhanger where Frank had made his wife the president of the United States. Like she was like his VP. That was what happened. It was really cool. He runs for president and makes his wife the VP. And then the plan is like, hey, they finally caught up to me with all my misdeeds, but I can just resign, and my wife becomes president. And she just, what's it called when you absolve
He was going to be
them?
a marionette kind
Right to pardon.
Pardon, yeah.
Well, she pardons him. She pardons him. And then and like what was going to happen was that was going to be up in the air. Will Claire pardon Frank? Like what does she want from him in return? Is she going to let Frank hang? That's what the season should have been about. But instead it's like, yeah, Frank died. He's dead now. And Doug, the balding guy who was Frank's number 1, he's got all this evidence against Claire, and he's like out in the desert in a van, and he's going crazy. And Claire's pregnant, and she's a pregnant president, and that's like the main. 50? Yeah, at 50, yeah, sure.
Seems unlikely.
It does seem unlikely. She's dried up for sure. Still very handsome woman.
Man, audiences hated this season. 20%.
I'm with them.